Well, the one thing with the weather, I appreciate everybody coming and braving the weather. The nice thing is if we do get snowed in today, I couldn't think of a better crowd of people to be stuck with. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you, to represent our community, and to talk about the housing market. Just a little brief slide, that's me, and we represent more than 650 realtors in the greater Tri-Cities. We represent all fields of real estate to include residential, commercial, new construction, luxury homes, land development, ranch and farm, and more. Our leadership team is incoming President Nate Beal, who couldn't be here today. He's up in Olympia on Hill Day fighting for property owner rights. President-elect Sherry Richards, our Vice President Wayne Lanford, Secretary-Treasurer Ken Poletsky, and me, our past president. Now, without a doubt, real estate the last few years has been a hot topic. The extreme highs and lows across the nation and even around the globe. The Tri-Cities, although, has not been untouched by the larger real estate trends as one may have thought. We are an anomaly in the national market. The Tri-Cities was the fourth fastest growing metropolitan area in the Pacific Northwest through the late 2000s. And in fact, Pasco grew by 15,000 inhabitants during this time, which is the 5-year period was the same amount of people that moved in Seattle. So that's extreme phenomenal growth in population, prosperity, and that is appreciation. Our appreciation has been moderate yet extremely consistent. Other areas of the country had appreciation rates that doubled property values during that 5-year period, and many of them kept going. And so when the real estate bubble, property values plummeted. So I guess the greatest analogy was the harder your appreciation rates rose during that time, the greater the fall. And that wasn't what happened in the Tri-Cities. What did, however, happen was our affordability index during this time, as other places continued to have prices drop and our prices continue to rise, we become less affordable. We're now around average sales price around $200,000, which compared to the national average of $242,000, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. So better does not always mean untouched. We had challenges with the lending guidelines, changing appraisal standards, foreclosures. Fortunately for our area, compared to the rest of the nation, has not allowed this glut of inventory. Matter of fact, this year our foreclosures were half compared to our historical data. And again, I would just say what Aja was talking, you know, we have a strong economy, people are working, consumer confidence this year was less, and that affects people don't feel good, they don't go out and spend as much. And even all the data shows that we're going to continue to improve. One of the things that we found is that Washington's usually the last to the party in a recession and consistently usually spends less time. And that seems to be true, doubly true here for the Tri-Cities. Typically, real estate leads the economy out of the recession. So as we see continued trends that we're seeing that real estate is improving, we're going to see that our economy is improving. We look at a new home sale, according to NAR statistics, that every new home that sells creates 3 full-time positions and adds $60,000 into the local economy. So last year we had about 1,500 new home sales in the area. So housing sales have remained strong, which is really great compared to the rest of the nation. Now, what's a really good, interesting percentage to think about is even though that we have more people living here and more existing homes than ever before, we still have the same amount of inventory compared to the last years. And that's really important because, again, it's supply and demand economics. The more inventory we have on the marketplace, the pressure it puts on pricing. So this is one of the good trends. So even though we have more people living here, we have about the same amount of inventory that we've had previously and historically. Okay, so local factors in 2011, there were the compounded, as our economist said, the fear factor. People were worried, especially compounded by the national debt crisis that we had in the late summer and fall, and we saw that in our numbers. Our June, July, August numbers are historically our strongest months, and we had some of the weakest numbers that we've seen. And this was compounded by the threat of the Hanford layoffs. And having worked at Hanford for 13 years, you know, anytime that they talk about a reduction of force, every person that works out there thinks, is it me? So this really, again, affects consumer confidence. People hold off from moving. And so that has held people from making a move. But as we see consumer confidence nationally, locally improve, we're expecting some really good numbers. In fact, the exception of the same month in 2009, after the first-time home buyer credit, November and December of this 2011 and January already are demonstrating the same kind of numbers that we've seen historically. So we think that past that few bad months we had in June, July, and August have now recuperated, and we're moving forward. Now, 2012 is looking bright. We should have a much stronger real estate market as we remain in a same or improved. Historically, low interest rates are really a great motivating factor. It is so affordable right now. Since 1971, never been more affordable to own real estate. And the rates right now, I think I saw some reports less than 4%. And so this is enormous on your buying power. When rates just on a $200,000 home increase 1%, your monthly payment increases anywhere from $200 to $250. So that's income that you're putting into your house that you could be using for other, saving up for that vacation, buying that new car, and that you could be using elsewhere, saving up for your retirement. We have the great seasons in the Tri-Cities, high education standards, access to so many recreational opportunities. When you look at a map, the one thing that I love about the Tri-Cities is I look at the Pacific Northwest, and we're really right in the hub. And so we're just a few hundred miles here, a few hundred miles there, and this makes it a really desirable place to live. And we've seen some reports. Farmers just came out that the Tri-Cities was ranked #2 as one of the safest communities in the nation for a population of anywhere from 200 to 400,000. That's a great point. And the 11th geekiest place in the country. So this is, again, demonstrates continued goodwill, good reason to really love the Tri-Cities, which I know that we all do. Another reason for our optimism is our population growth. According to the U.S. Census Bureau and the data that you just saw our regional economists show, that we're going to continue to grow as a community anywhere in the next 20 years, a growth rate of 35%. So those people are going to need places to live. Some will be, of course, we'll see rental opportunities and continued apartments. Because not everybody is going to be a purchaser, and households continue to grow. So that's going to include part of the reason. Another reason is that as we call the echo baby boomers, who were born since 1981, we're seeing more and more of these people, and I know I have one living in my house now, are staying at home and living at home longer periods of time before they go out and purchase their own home. And they have a pathway, and many of them report, over 67%, report they want to buy real estate. They want to buy a home. So these people are continuing either renting or living at home, and these trends follow the average population and birth rates. We believe strongly that many of them will be looking for home ownership, not only in the Tri-Cities in the nation. Another trend from the baby boomers are downsizing. People are saying, well, I don't need this much home. So that puts them into the marketplace, selling their existing home and also moving into another smaller home. This is anticipated over the 5 years ago in the real estate community, but now just starts to be seen that we're seeing it a reality. And again, I think it goes back to consumer confidence. Many people were taking a wait-and-see attitude. This has been a delay that's also attributed to a longer length of life, affected many things, how long they need their care, their uncertainty with their savings, their uncertainty with their investments, and so, and people are remaining in the workplace longer. And also, because we live longer, we don't get the type of inheritance maybe from the parents enjoyed from the generations past, which many people invest in real estate. But this group is another group that we're looking at, and the thing is that they're saying is, I don't need to go retire in Las Vegas or Arizona. I like the Tri-Cities, and so we continue to see that this group of people are staying here. And I guess having been around 200 different places in the United States, visiting many places, I have to say that this is the best place that I found to live. So that is our main message that we would continue to say is, as you see the strength of our local economy, that is going to be mirror probably the strength of our housing market. And the Tri-Cities is a good place to live, work, and play. And our efforts to grow and expand, thank you to Tridec, our community leaders, and everybody that works hard to diversify our economy, I think we're on our way. So thank you very much for your opportunity to speak, and I look forward to continued participation in our leadership roles.